Good evening, champions. Let me ask you something. How many of you have ever set a goal and then let it slip through your fingers? You had the desire, the motivation, the big vision, but somewhere along the way, life got in the way. Distractions, doubts, excuses. But not this year. Because in 2025, we're not just interested, we're committed. And there's a massive difference between interest and commitment. Interested people do what's convenient. Committed people do what it takes. Every moment of your life is shaped by the decisions you make. The quality of your future is not determined by luck, circumstances, or the actions of others. It is dictated by the choices you commit to every single day. A decision, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect that influences your path, and over time, these choices compound into the results you experience. Some people drift through life waiting for the perfect opportunity, the right time, or someone else to make things happen for them. Others take full ownership, deciding with absolute certainty that they will shape their destiny, no matter what challenges arise. The difference between success and mediocrity is not intelligence, talent, or background. It is the ability to decide fully and completely that you will not settle for anything less than what you truly desire. Most people never make a real decision. They say they want something. They dream about a better life, but deep down, they leave room for doubt, hesitation, and excuses. A true decision is when you cut off all other possibilities, when you commit so deeply that failure is no longer an option. Think about the moments in your life that truly changed everything. Was it when you hesitated, or was it when you made a firm decision and acted on it? Maybe it was the moment you decided to leave a toxic relationship, start that business, take control of your health, or move to a new city. Whatever it was, that one decision set a chain of events in motion that led you to where you are today. Every major transformation in history, in business, in personal development started with a decision. People who revolutionized the world didn't do it by waiting. They decided to make it happen. Elon Musk decided to change the future of space travel. Oprah decided to rise above her circumstances and become one of the most influential women on the planet. Every great leader, entrepreneur, athlete, and visionary made a conscious decision to go all in. But making a decision is not enough. You must back it with relentless action. Too many people make decisions, but when faced with obstacles, they backpedal, doubt themselves, or give up altogether. Real commitment means standing firm even when things get hard. It means adjusting your strategy, learning from failure, and moving forward with even greater determination. The truth is, your destiny is not written for you, it is written by you. Every time you choose growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, and action over excuses, you are shaping a future that aligns with your highest potential. Decide today that you will no longer let fear, uncertainty, or other people's opinions dictate your path. Decide to take control, to own your future, to commit fully, because in the end, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to go after it with everything you've got. When you are fully committed to something, you must remove all alternatives. This concept is known as burning the boats, and it comes from an ancient story of warriors who, when arriving at the enemy shore, destroyed their own boats. They did this not as an act of anger, but as a deliberate and strategic decision, removing the possibility of retreat. In that moment, there was no turning back. The only way forward was to win. This level of commitment, this all-in mentality, is what transforms ordinary goals into extraordinary results. When you burn your boats, you make a decision that there will be no fallback, no option to quit, no excuses. Too often, people hold on to plan B as a safety net. They dip their toes into new ventures or opportunities, but leave the door open for an easy exit if things get tough. The problem with this mindset is that it dilutes the power of your commitment. When you're half in, half out, you leave room for doubt and uncertainty to creep in, and you fail to push yourself beyond what you think is possible. But when you burn the boats, you cut off any possibility of failure. You choose to do whatever it takes to succeed because the consequences of quitting no longer exist. Many people approach their goals with hesitation, waiting for the right moment or the perfect plan. They let fear of failure dictate their actions, subconsciously telling themselves they can always try again later if things don't work out. But if you approach life with a backup plan, you're also creating an escape route. You are subconsciously giving yourself permission to fail. This doesn't mean there's no room for adjustments or learning along the way, but when you have a clear, unwavering commitment to your path, you embrace the challenges that come with it. You confront obstacles, knowing they are stepping stones to your success. Think about moments in history when people had nothing but their resolve to depend on. Think of the explorers, the pioneers, the entrepreneurs who have built empires. When they faced challenges, they didn't hesitate. They made the decision to move forward, despite the risk and the uncertainty. These were people who didn't give themselves an out. Their success wasn't about being lucky. It was about burning their boats, about choosing to bet on themselves fully. When you burn the boats, you also tap into a deeper part of your psyche. It's like flipping a switch that triggers an internal drive to prove to yourself that you can do it. Without the option to retreat, your mind focuses solely on finding solutions, not excuses. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles, and creativity flows when there's no way back. Committing fully and burning the boats is not about being reckless or abandoning logic. It's about deciding that your vision is worth everything. It's about making a declaration to yourself and the world that you will not settle for less than what you deserve. The moment you burn your boats, you empower yourself to go after what you want without hesitation, without fear of failure. You are now free to pursue your dreams with a fire that cannot be extinguished. Your life is a reflection of the standards you hold for yourself. Think about that for a moment. The results you experience in your career, your relationships, your health, and your personal fulfillment are all directly tied to the standards you set for yourself. The moment you decide that your life, your success, and your happiness are worth more than the mediocrity you've been accepting, that's when transformation happens. It's time to raise your standards. Too often, people go through life tolerating less than what they truly desire. They settle for average relationships, for jobs that don't excite them, for bodies that don't reflect their potential, all because they've become comfortable in their current circumstances. Comfort, however, is the enemy of growth. It is the voice that whispers, "You're fine the way you are," when deep down you know you were meant for more. The key to breaking free from this cycle is simple: raise your standards. Raising your standards means demanding more from yourself, from others, and from life. It means saying, "I am worthy of more," and believing that you deserve the best. It's easy to get caught up in the routine of life and settle for the bare minimum, but when you make the decision to hold yourself to a higher standard, you start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to prioritize what truly matters: your growth, your happiness, your future. Raising your standards also means no longer tolerating behaviors, situations, or people who do not align with your highest vision. If you want to level up your life, you must surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and encourage you to be your best. This can be uncomfortable at first, especially if you've been in environments that reinforce lower standards. But remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. In order to move forward, you must first raise the expectations you have for yourself and your surroundings. When you raise your standards, you also start taking responsibility for your actions. You stop blaming circumstances, people, or situations for your results. Instead, you take ownership of your life, knowing that your choices create the reality you live in. You stop making excuses and start making progress. The higher your standards, the less tolerance you have for procrastination, self-doubt, and hesitation. You begin to take bold, deliberate actions toward your goals. What's more, raising your standards challenges you to become more disciplined, more focused, and more intentional with your time and energy. It forces you to think bigger, act bolder, and make decisions that align with the person you are becoming, not the person you've been. You begin to set goals that stretch you, that push you outside of your comfort zone, and it's in this space of discomfort where true growth happens. Most importantly, raising your standards is a mindset shift. It's about deciding that you are not going to tolerate anything less than your highest potential. It's about rejecting mediocrity in all areas of your life and committing to excellence. The moment you raise your standards is the moment you begin to attract higher quality opportunities, relationships, and outcomes. You start to see yourself as capable of achieving far more than you ever thought possible, because when you raise your standards, the world around you starts to rise with you. The power of commitment lies not in logic or reasoning, but in the emotions that fuel it. Emotions are what ignite your passion, keep you moving when obstacles arise, and push you past your limits. While logic might get you started, it's the emotional drive that keeps you going, especially when the path is tough. Without emotion, commitment is shallow and easily swayed by external factors, but when you tap into the deep driving forces behind your decisions, you can create a commitment that is unshakable and unbreakable. Commitment is not just about making a decision, it's about tying that decision to a powerful emotional reason. Think about something you've committed to in your life. Was it a personal goal, a relationship, or a dream? The reason you stuck with it, despite the challenges, was not because of logic. It was because your emotions were invested. Perhaps you wanted to achieve a goal because it would give you a sense of pride, freedom, or security. Maybe you were motivated by the love for your family or the desire to prove something to yourself. Whatever the emotion, it was the driving force behind your commitment. This is why so many people fail to follow through on their goals. They don't connect emotionally to the reasons behind their commitment. They set a goal, but it's abstract, impersonal, and lacking the emotional charge that will sustain them through tough times. Without that emotional drive, it's easy to lose sight of the goal when things get hard. But when your heart is invested in what you're doing, when the reason you're committing is deeply personal and powerful, no setback feels insurmountable. Think of the way athletes train for competitions. It's not just the physical preparation that makes them great, it's their emotional connection to their purpose. They are driven by a deep love for the sport, the desire to achieve greatness, the need to prove themselves, or perhaps a promise made to someone special. Their commitment is unwavering because their emotions are fully aligned with their goals. When they are tired, when their body aches, when they feel like giving up, their emotions push them to keep going. They've connected the outcome to something far bigger than themselves. This is true for every area of life. If you are not emotionally committed to your goals, your dedication will falter at the first sign of difficulty. Emotional commitment creates a fire inside you that can't be easily extinguished. It makes you push through the tough times, adapt to the challenges, and take action even when it seems impossible. It's the emotional connection that provides the energy to keep going when the rational part of you might want to quit. To truly commit, you need to connect to your deeper emotions. What does achieving your goal mean to you personally? What are the consequences of not following through? Find that emotional connection, tie it to your commitment, and let it be the driving force that propels you forward. When your emotions align with your commitment, no challenge will be too great to overcome. You'll find the strength, the resilience, and the determination to stay the course no matter. There's a simple but powerful equation that governs success in any area of life. Massive action equals massive results. Too many people sit around and wait for the perfect moment, the right plan, or the ideal circumstances to take action. They get caught in the trap of overthinking, trying to perfect every detail before making a move. But the reality is, no plan will ever be perfect. No moment will ever be ideal. The only way to create massive change in your life is to take massive action consistently and relentlessly, regardless of the uncertainty you may feel along the way. Taking massive action means stepping out of your comfort zone and going all in. It means no more waiting, no more planning, no more hesitation. It means doing what needs to be done, sometimes with imperfect information and sometimes with little to no guarantee of success. The most successful people in the world didn't wait for conditions to align perfectly. They acted, often in the face of fear or doubt, and adapted as they went along. They understood that action, any action, is the key to progress. When you take massive action, you accelerate your learning curve. You gain experience that you cannot get from sitting on the sidelines. Each step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goal and provides valuable lessons that can only be learned through experience. Success is built on action, not thought alone. Thinking about your goals is important, but without the application of that thought through action, your dreams remain just that, dreams. The people who achieve extraordinary results are the ones who take massive, purposeful action every single day. They don't wait for motivation or perfect conditions. They create momentum by simply moving forward, no matter what. One of the most powerful aspects of taking massive action is that it helps you overcome fear. Fear is an inevitable part of the process, but when you take action, you push through it. Fear thrives on inaction. The longer you wait to act, the bigger your fears grow. But when you take decisive steps, fear shrinks in the face of progress. You begin to realize that the things you were once afraid of are often not as terrifying as they seemed. The more you act, the more your confidence grows, and the more you realize that the obstacles that once seemed so daunting can be overcome with perseverance and effort. Massive action also brings results faster than any other strategy. When you make the decision to take bold, consistent action toward your goals, you begin to see results quickly. Those results may not always be exactly what you expect, but they will provide valuable feedback that guides your next steps. With each action, you are moving closer to where you want to be, and with each result, you adjust and refine your approach. This cycle of action, feedback, and adjustment is how success is built. By taking massive action, you ensure that you are moving forward, learning, and growing faster than you ever could by sitting back and waiting for the perfect opportunity. If you want to see massive results in your life, you must commit to massive action. It's not enough to wish for success or hope for a breakthrough. Success requires relentless effort, constant action, and the willingness to push past your comfort zone. When you take massive action, you unlock the potential for extraordinary results and create a life that reflects the effort you put into it.